kind of weird, you know. But that's what we're trying to find out in the way the market setup is. And that's why I like to go through a market structure, market setup. Look at DGB. Look at DGB trying to give away some shit. So is this telling us that DGB is outforming the market right now? So let's see where XRP's at. Isn't that funny? I said, let's see where XRP's at, and you're Homer Simpson. Hopeless, phony, fraud. As if he was talking for XRP. So, that's XRP. So DGB, you can clearly see a W reversal. And DGB, damn it, I wish they fucking had it on. Oh, I wish they had it on BitCat. I'd probably buy something here. VeChain. You can see it. You can see it in these smaller coins. Look at this. W reversals here on these smaller coins. DGB, VeChain. Zill even did it right here as well. You can see it once they start pulling up H-bar. So does that mean XRP is just about to do that? Yeah, it's already started that in its own way. These look like in the short term, they're coming up a little bit more. If I had to just say, oh, I just turned this on, I think these are going up. And look at Ethereum. Ethereum's already up to 100-day. This is where you can get that 200-day push. Let's see Bitcoin. It's going to be really hard to get past this. I mean, I don't know how we're going to get past. There's a tough resistance in here around. It's somewhere in here. But I don't know how we get past even this area if we were to break up. It's going to be difficult. Very difficult on this volume profile. But a lot of times you do see it try to hunt this fucking 200-day resistance. But you got to get past 21,005. Was it 17 roughly right here? That's an area you got to get past. Otherwise, this is a moot point. Oh, yeah. Let me, So, basically, what I do is 8 to 820 now, or 805 to 820. I go over market setup, 820. I kind of go over what everybody's saying. 825 to 830. We'll go over some news and notes that are going on in the market. And then after that, it's kind of like a free-for-all. Yes. Did you need something? Sorry, Julie was showing me something. Alright, so we've got the 100-day resistance right here at 21,460 in the 30-minute. But if you go into the 4-hour time frame, I mean, it doesn't really look like... I mean, does this look like it's finished yet? It almost feels like we're caught up in a range right now. Like, it feels like it needs to come up a little bit more. And the problem is that volume is so low. Let's keep going through the market setup real quick. Total crypto market cap put in the same W, but I mean now it's starting to come up. Oops. Ooh. Tether's pumping a little bit USDT. Quant. That's a nice V reversal right there. So you can see, look at Quant's up to the 200 days, so that could be out in front of some of the market. I love doing this. Dot. So that could be behind. If they're coming up like Quant did, this is where you can look at these and be like, okay, let's see what other ones are doing it. XTC's up to the 100 day, and look how wide that W is. AVE up to almost 100 day. They at the 100 day and a very big resistance as well. But you can see how they're creating these little reversal patterns. I like seeing this because then you can, what do we say about Matic? Look at Matic, up to the 100 day. ADA at the 50 day. But it looks like they could have small, I mean, Again, you got to put it in perspective because grand scheme we're going down, but there are always times of, times of retracement. You have a drop, then it comes back up 50, 75% of the way. Or you have a big pump, then it comes back down 50, 75% of the way just to throw off the weak hands, as some would call them, or like right now you throw off the shorts by coming back up. Big resistance level here for Litecoin at 54.07, but again, they all put in this W reversal, so if you can go across the board and be like, oh, one of them hasn't come up as far. You got Shiba at the 100-day. You got Doge. Kind of toying with the 100-day, getting a 50-day support. IOTA, again, support on the 100-day, or 50-day, pushing up to the 100-day. Algo. Ooh, that's a supporting here, but look at that violent pullback on that wick. That's never a good sign when you start seeing that. But I mean, that could be considered, like, this could come, it kind of looks like they're going to come up to the 200-day. Holy shit, Ethereum's up to 1450 now. Okay, this could be help supporting what we're saying. Ethereum up to the 100-day as well. Bitcoin's still on the 50-day, so that means Bitcoin's probably got some room to come up a little bit. But it has to get past this overwhelming resistance here. A lot of the market's on a big resistance level. XRP's up to the 100-day and a huge resistance level. This is a pivot point right here. These are the pivot levels right here. It's got to get past here to even contend with the rest of the level. Otherwise, it'll come way back down here. XLM. They all look like they're getting supported on the 50 to go up to the 100 at minimum. XDC. Just getting up to the 20-day. This looks... I don't like how this is set up. This looks like it's got to come down first. Look at the 200-day. It's just dicking around there with the 100-day. You never like when it's, congested like that. One way or the other. I mean, there's not a lot of volume. That's the biggest problem here. There's not a lot of volume. Ooh. Look at Lunk. Casper. See, a lot of them are at that 100-day. Maybe we'll have an impulse real quick to the upside. Trying to get to the 200. I think a lot of them are going to hunt the 200. And I base that on absolutely nothing except for the evidence I'm seeing in front of me. Look at, they're all working their way up very slowly. And this could be, you either get some volume to push you out of here, you get the rejection right around here, or pretty close, or you get an overzealous push to the 200 and get rejected. Or you can get back on top of the 200, that's when it's good. Bitcoin Cash. How big of a move is that? Ooh. Ooh. 2.63%. I would almost say that they're looking at the 200-day spot, but I'm going to go through comments real quick. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Max Pat, thanks for the follow at 8:18 a.m. And D_1 King, thanks for the follow at 10:05 p.m. That makes 478, believe it or not. Matthews, hey all. Welcome, Matthews. Drock, what's going on? Tanya, welcome in, love. Half asleep, but here's... I can't believe that you're tuning in. I know it's like 4 or 5 in the morning where you're at. About J-Ride, welcome. Bailey Independent, what's up? Think it's going to pump? I'm kind of thinking that as well. Not a bull Scartley. Earlier had a chance at a bear cipher, though. Think it's too late for that. Interesting. Said yesterday we will. Yeah, it's feeling like if we can hold it at a proper level, but we may not even be down there yet. Good evening, Sean. Main man for Maine, exactly. Exactly. It is that time to have a nice relaxation. And C-Dubs, let's take a look at DXY real quick. Welcome in and thank you for always having your input in here because it's valued. Ooh. DXY just broke under the 20-day, but man, there's anomalies here, though. See, this seems like it still has to come up more. Again, this looks like it has to come up more because I don't like to use the moving averages to tell me where it's going, but that's a cluster. I almost feel like this would need to, it could come down here, maybe bounce the 200 day and then roll out. And then you would have the 200, 100, 50, and the 20, 50, 100, and 200. Right now it seems too clustered to come down. This feels like maybe a retracement then back up, which means that crypto has one chance right now to pump while the DXY retraces before another move up. There's no doubt in my mind that DXY has another move up, because this can't happen if you're expecting it to go down. If you don't see what's wrong there, that can't happen. The short-term moving averages haven't finished pushing through the longer term. And this is a short-term move on a bull flag, but a lot of times they'll come back through here, hit the old area, right? That'll be the new cup or the new handle, and then it'll bounce up to the next level. So right now, crypto's got a chance to maybe have a short-term move if this is in fact a retracement before another move. 1:22 a.m., 5 hours ahead. Holy schmagolies. Well, Tanya's, I appreciate you tuning in. And if you fall asleep, you fall asleep, you know. I have a soothing voice. Let's see. If it can retrace somewhere under 21K, it has a chance at a bullish Gartley. Interesting. I'm going to go back to Bitcoin and look at that scenario. C-dubs, the XY looks like it hit a cup and handle, retrace, then go for... Yep. Thank you, C. That's exactly what I was seeing. I love reading when somebody types exactly what I'm seeing. That's exactly what I was seeing. A small retrace on the cup and handle. Got to create that bullish handle, maybe. And if it does, we should be pushing up to the next level. Obviously, we can't say anything's 100, but that's definitely what I was seeing as well. Bailey, seems like every time the Fed is about to raise rates, they dump before the actual date, then pump the day before, the day of. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Bailey. That's what's happened the last two rate hikes. And get this, a lot of people are basing this in, you know, they're already, basically the market's already baking in 100 basis points right now. So what if it comes out 75 basis points? I think the market's going to have a field day and fucking pump. Because they've been talking about this 100 basis points. Now, if we don't see 100 basis points, I think the market's already cooking it in right now. And we could have a short-term pump. But I'm telling you, all this is for show, though, because eventually there's no way that these numbers are going to keep going up. Like, just looking at commodities and so it's crazy. But anyhow, Bitcoin, I want to look at what Chris was saying at about 21,000. I think the market isn't fake and preparing an excuse. Yep. It is. It's preparing an excuse for over 100. I hope that it doesn't come back 75, because you're going to get this BS bear market rally again, and I just don't want to see it. Yeah, right now, I was predicting 100, and then I started reading some of the stuff, and they went very timid and almost made it sound like they're guaranteeing 75 only and not 100. So if it only hits 75, we're going back to 25 or 26K. It's just going to happen. Like, I still feel like that can happen. Like, I think we would be in a bear trap within a much bigger bull trap if that's what happens. And you can see it right here. If Bitcoin could just do what it needs to do here, and it looks like it would need to maybe come down a little bit more first. And I'm not saying it needs to come down a lot. I'm just saying that if Bitcoin does this properly, yeah, we're at this weird level right now. But I don't know. I see some this weird shit going on here. No, everybody might not call it a Gartley or whatever, but the market is definitely fucking with us right now. I still think it would have to come down here, like Chris is saying. It would probably have to play something like this. Where was he saying? Somewhere up here. Nah, I don't know. So tough. The volume is so bad right now. But you can see how we quickly came through here in the 5 minute. That's the formation that in my head, I always say Gartley, even if it's not a technical bullish Gartley's. That's the way I look at it. Until, I don't look at it yet, but until it breaks this and gets rejected, I will always consider this a possible pump move like that. Whenever I see, even though it's not technically by definition, I will always use that as a bounce point if the market's trying to do something crazy. But with what it looks like it should just simply do this and come down farther. Honestly. Why not go a little bit lower? Everything it's showing me right now, decreasing volume in the 2 hour. If this holds, if this trend holds, we're up to major resistance and the 20-day. Looks like the shorter moving averages need to come through first. Still looks like we need to come down. I think we're going to come down. You know, yes, I think there's a chance that we're going to have a bear trap here, but I don't think it's ready yet. Don't get me wrong. I think we're going to get a pump, but I don't think it's there yet. I would love to go long right here, but I just can't. I feel like it's going to go down a little bit. The 2 hour says we might go down, but that's the other thing. We have this engulfing candle. If we just get a surge of volume here, it could really fuck up the rest of this. And then you get to the top side of this, and then it could change everything. But right now, what we're seeing is it's suggesting in the 2 hour we might not be ready. 30-minute, though, we're not looking terrible. It's just the volume looks like ass. So, but I want to take a look at the news real quick. 8:30, I appreciate 42 of you being in here. Make sure if you're new to go to my Twitch homepage and check out the YouTube partner link and join the more than 12,200 people that are subscribed on YouTube. I do like 4 to 5 updates a day. You know, 5 to 12 minutes probably on average. Bullish sentiment spills over to institutional investors as Ethereum inflows balloon. Ethereum's active addresses. Look at this, guys. Look at this. So at 1900 hours, bullish sentiment spills over to institutional investors as Ethereum inflows balloon. 1750 hours, an hour and 10 minutes ago. Ethereum's active addresses hit a 2-year low. Is a bearish storm brewing? If that's not the biggest hypocritical bunch of horse shit I've ever read right there. Julie, listen to this. So, this says, at 1900 hours, bullish sentiment spills, and bullish means good. Like it's going to go up. Bearish means bad. So, bullish sentiment spills over to institutional investors as Ethereum inflows balloon. So, it makes it sound like we're about to have a pump, right? So, and then at 1750 hours, 1 hour and 10 minutes ago, before that one was posted, Ethereum's active addresses hit 2-year low. Is a bearish storm brewing? If you don't put up 2 FUD articles back to back like that, what a joke. Oh, yeah. Let's see if we can, FOMC buzz gets crypto investors ready with stablecoins. Here's how. Top cryptocurrency slump. Bitcoin falls below 21K. I'm trying to find. Here, let's see this. So I'm going to read this. Bitcoin slips to 1-week low ahead of Fed hike rate decision. On July 26th, the price of Bitcoin fell to a level not seen in more than a week as investors' anxiety grew in anticipation of the Federal Reserve raising interest rates. Bitcoin slumps. According to TradingView, the leading cryptocurrency is currently trading below 21,000, which that's not the case anymore as it's pumped up a little bit. And it was at 20,955, down 4.26%. 7.17% in the last week. As a result, the total market value of the digital asset is currently $400.13 billion. More than a week ago on July 18th, Bitcoin had a market cap of this amount. Hopes for a long-lasting Bitcoin recovery have been dashed by the dip, which has brought the coin's trading range back to 19,000 to 22K. It's interesting to note that cryptocurrency consulting firm 8 Global has a more upbeat outlook for the Federal Open Market Committee FOMC meeting on July 27th. The website stated that the federal funds rate is significant for cryptocurrency because crypto is correlated to the stock market and the stock market is impacted by the federal funds rate. Rising rates hurt the performance of stocks while lowering rates make stocks more interesting as investments. See, and this is what I've been seeing too, Chris. When you ask me, the majority and most likely outcome according to 8 Global is a hike of 75 basis points. Although the market has already factored this in. That's what I'm saying. If we don't get 100 basis points, we're going to pump. If they say 75, everybody's saying, oh my fucking God, we're about to dump. We just got 75 points. I'm not getting fooled. We didn't get fooled last month or the month before. Looks like it's going to pump if we get a 75. We've already baked that in. We've already cooked that in. It's like grandma baking apple pie. She's already baked the apples in. There's no taking it out now. They've already baked that in. So, what happens if you have no fucking crust? Or, I mean, fuck. A 75 basis point hike will either have a neutral or bullish outcome for stocks and crypto, as this has been priced in during the past weeks. With the markets correcting, cryptocurrency trading guru Michael Van de Poppy stated that he is looking at a 20.5K to 20.7 area to hold for Bitcoin going into FOMC tomorrow. Chris, that's why I'm not saying anything about a pump, like an official pump. Unless they say 75. I still think they can surprise everybody and do 100 plus. But from everything I'm reading, it looks like they're going to take a softball approach here this month and go 75. CW, I agree we need it to dump. I want it to dump. I'm begging this shit to dump. But I'm also going to show both sides of the story as I always have. Because just in case it decides to go the pump route, we need to understand how we got there. And just because it pumps doesn't mean that you're screwed. After the pump to 25K or whatever, it'll come back down. Or 28 if you're unlucky. I keep having dreams of 25 and 28K Bitcoin. That's not good. That means it's going to go there. At some point. I also keep seeing like 19.5. But we already hit that level. But CW, where'd you start shorting from though? You should be okay. So guys, if you trust long, this is one thing that I don't understand. I mean, if you put your money in for like a long hold, doesn't any of this bother you about what's going on with Terra? So, legal cases against Terra begin to mount up. A second class action lawsuit has been filed against Terra, and the Belgrade stablecoin firm can expect a further legal action will be taken against it in the near future. Alright, let's see. What does this say? Padilla, thank you, buddy, for the input. I appreciate you. Looks good on the 4-hour. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought I read that Paul Pelosi bought some Bitcoin lately. If that is true, I'm thinking, oh, it possibly could be. But they could be saying that just to manipulate the people. Kenny, welcome in. I'd almost bet my left plum it'll dump off a bit more than pump. Up to 25, 28K level. I've jumped it. Me too, Kenny. Holy shit. Whenever we both dream similarly, what ends up happening? And we've had a history of this for like a year and a half now. You're good, but in low. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. But you did a low leverage. That's what it was. Summer, welcome in. I get many crypto dreams. Me too. Me too, love. Me too. So I want to finish reading this. So is anybody else invested in Terra and scared about this maybe? I'm not invested in him, I'm just saying. So Bragger, Eagle, and Square announced their intention to mount a case against Terra via press release on Sunday. The law firm specializes in complex financial litigation representing individual and institutional investors and commercial law, securities, and derivatives. The lawsuit is now the second class action filed against Terra after Nick Patterson filed a class action lawsuit through Scott plus Scott on July 17th. So that's just what I want you guys to see, that little thing about Terra. So now you see this little 20-day move. Looks like we finally hit some resistance, huh? I'd say we have to, I mean, we talked about it at the beginning. If this is going to have any kind of weight, now it's going to have to prove to us it's going to be able to hold this level probably. But this is a major resistance. So, we end up in these segments right now, and I don't know. I don't know if I'd be gambling right here. I'd probably make it hit the 20-day support and be like, all right, you're going to have to hold there. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if it came down here before the meeting and gave us another hit on the uptrending support, and then you could be like, oh my God, XRP pumped. They only did 75 basis points. XRP's up a whole 12 fucking percent or 10%, and it only gets you back up to the drop point retest, right? That's a lot of times what happens. So let's just see if this continues to play out. Bounces, gets rejected, maybe comes down here. Or maybe it does something like that and then comes up. We shall see. We shall see. Oh my God, 100 degrees. So far, Bitcoin is exactly where it was at. It was before the other big drops. For everybody asking about the meeting, so tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sheriff Powell hosts the FOMC press conference. So tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. you're going to get so let's see how the stock market ended real quick.
Expected. The S&P collectively expected to have been profitable in the second. Are we out of the woods? The fact that the second quarter earnings continue to come better than expected. The S&P collectively expected to have been profitable in the second quarter. Does this mean all of those recession concerns can take a backseat?
I think that's going to be tough. So, I mean, I do think, you know, especially once we got down 20%, the numbers tell you should start buying. That has historically always worked out very well over the following 12 months. But I shouldn't say always, but it typically worked out well over the next 12 months and historically always worked out over the long term. I think it's going to be hard because you're probably going to continue to see numbers get worse from here. And it's not that I'm negative on everything. It's just that we are likely to, if we don't get to a recession, we're going to probably get pretty close to it. At least right now, we think early next year. Doesn't mean it has to be extremely bad, etc. But I do think that you should probably gird yourself for more volatility. And again, it's not a reason not to invest over time. We've been preaching, you know, just average into the market because if you're, you know, down 20%, we may get another chance to go down, but just move in over time if that's the place you need to go.
Okay, so